I hadn't planned on it, but
Oh.
I can if
Do
somebody
you want
would like.
body cams muted? Because he has a live body cam as well.
Oh, he doesn't have to mute it.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I was just getting mentally prepared. Hello again, Mr. Connor.
Hello.
I just wanted to follow up one more time. Because I caught Mr. Shadowdale.
Oh, that's good news.
It is good news. It is good news. The bad news is he told me what actually happened. So I'm gonna give you a chance to come straight. Why don't you tell me exactly what happened?
Like I said, he was in the cell block when I approached the other officer that was rebooking the inmate for the assault. I didn't know who he was. I asked the officer who he was. He said that he thought that it was a boyfriend of one of the other officers. I went back into intake. Anderson was booking his inmate. And then after we went back out front, that was when I realized that there was an escaped inmate. Now, I did find out that I was probably responsible for him getting out that day. I don't remember him coming out with me. I really don't. I honestly,
Here, wait,
100%.
stop. Okay, listen. There's a difference. Okay, there's a difference between you being told a story and you being under the impression that he was just a Joe Blow civilian that wasn't supposed to be there and walking him out. And the difference between negligently just blatantly releasing somebody. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
if it
and I'm
was the first one, if you were truly, in belief that he was a civilian and you were escorting him out of the prison, that's okay. That's something.
I just
Did you walk out of the prison with him?
I probably did. I
I
honestly
don't
don't
need a
remember.
probably.
I was the only one in there, so yeah.
Were you escorting him out of the prison because you were under the impression, sir, that he was a civilian?
Yes, man. Like I stated, I didn't know that when somebody was improperly booked that they showed up in civ clothes. And like I said, there was so much going on as soon as I got on duty. I wasn't thinking clearly.
Okay. So now I want the absolute truth, sir, from the beginning.
So what I remember is, like I said, everything in the beginning. We walked into the cell block.
The doors
And
were locked or unlocked?
they were unlocked when I came on duty. When I came on duty, the main door into intake was unlocked, and the cell block door was unlocked.
Okay.
Um, and after we left the cell block, he was still in intake, and I went back into the cell block to try to figure out who he was, because he was standing kind of like not inside of intake, but like right inside of the gate, if that makes sense. Like he was right inside of the gate where the bars were, you know.
Okay.
And when I had asked the officer who it was, he said that he thought it was a boyfriend of one of the other officers that had responded. And at that point, I didn't know what was going on because I had just got on duty. It was my first time even walking into intake.
And then what happened?
Oh, hold on, let me get my radio. And whenever I walked back out, I was going to go talk to Andrews and talk to him about why all of the doors were unlocked and what was going on, because there was, there was an inmate that was getting rebooked, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. And he walked out with me.
Did you know he was walking out with you?
I honestly, I truly didn't, but I was the only one that left the facility. Anderson, I'm pretty sure, was already outside at that point, because when I got out front and went around the corner, he was talking to another officer. I honestly, I really didn't know. I mean, I wouldn't lie to you about that.
Okay, 'cause it's not what Mr. Shatterdale told me. And I gotta be honest, I know that he is a crazy sadistic murderer, but he has been very honest about all of his actions.
I know, and
I don't know why he
trust me,
would lie to me about that one thing.
I've been totally honest too. Like, and I'm being honest with you, he had to have walked out with me. There was a lot going on. I'm the only person that he could have walked out with, and I told you that the other day when I came to you. I was being 100% honest. I take full responsibility for that. I do, and I can honestly say I was probably the one
You
that.
entered the cell block, the deputy was treating Juan and rebooking him. Then you took him away, telling him that civilians shouldn't be in here, and you took him to the holding area, or out of the holding area, and you took him and walked him out the front door, where he then ran to the right side of the parking lot and hid behind a car. Then after there, he took off towards the hills and hid in the mines.
Okay.
He killed 4 more people after he got out of here.
Yeah, I understand. And I mean,
4
there's nothing I
people
could
that would be
say.
alive if he, maybe didn't escape.
Yeah, I understand that. I should have been more diligent and checked the ID. Like I said, there was so much going on, and with somebody telling me that it was a civilian, I should have checked his ID. Like I said, I've never been in that situation before. I didn't know that when somebody was improperly booked, that was their appearance. I'd never had to deal with that. So
What do you think, Mr. Wallace?
I'm not sure.
I mean, I still don't even know
but
how
I
you
am
would
being
notice if you were locking the doors behind you through the visitor center is what I call it. Like, how you wouldn't notice somebody sneaking out with you.
honestly, I don't remember going through the visitors center. I mean, I do remember being with him in intake, and I do remember saying civilians shouldn't be in here. I do remember saying that. I mean, I'm taking full responsibility. I fucked up. I fucked up bad, and
And you fucked up real bad. And now more people are dead. It sucks.
I mean, even the next day, I stayed, in the city on duty all day, looking around everywhere, watching surroundings, trying to make sure that, he wasn't just hanging around anywhere or coming back. I don't know. I The only thing I could do is just really just apologize, not only to you guys, but to all the lives that were lost. It was a huge, huge mistake.
Give me. Oh shit. Give me 1 second. Mm. Johnny Sins Jr. Terry Torture. Matt Clemens. Bill Smith, Sam Xavier, and almost me. It's like 6, 5.5. 5.5 people. And you didn't see him come out behind you. I mean, because to me, it would make sense that you would think that he was a civilian. You've been told, oh, he's the boyfriend of a deputy that had responded, and it would make sense to me that you would walk him out. But to walk out and have somebody sneak out behind you, don't even see him. That to me does not make sense.
No, I'm not saying that he snuck out behind me. I'm just saying I don't remember everything that happened that day, but I am taking 100% full responsibility for it. It was my fault. I was the only one there. There's nothing else I could say. Like it.
It's a big part to forget. Saying. A real big part to forget.
Yeah, I was in a hurry to get outside that day, and I think maybe that's why I just didn't realize what I was doing. Like, I don't remember coming out through intake or through, yeah.
I mean, because the first time I spoke to you, you told me you drove your CVPI out through the gates, and then the second and third, and now you're telling me, the second and third time you're like, yeah, I went through the visitor center or whatever, and now you're telling me you don't know. It doesn't look good when you're telling me different things. If you didn't know in the first place, you should have just said, I don't know. I don't recall. It's a better answer than changing your story multiple times.
Like I said, I didn't want somebody getting in trouble for something that I thought was truly my fault. And the only reason why my story changed with the CVPI is I really did honestly think I was in my CVPI at first, but I realized later that I didn't pull my CVPI out until after he escaped, because I ran and grabbed a CVPI and started doing rounds as soon as we realized that. I think the reason I thought I had my CVPI is because I was with Anderson at his CVPI at that point, like I had already made it to Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Connor, I don't like being lied to. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know that you're being truthful with me. That hurts my feelings, sir.
I'm being as honest as I can. I mean, I'm taking responsibility for it. I'm saying it's my fault. I'm the only person he could have walked out with that day. I really do not remember him walking out with me, but I was the only one that was in intake at that time with him. And then he was gone as soon as I got back out into the yard. We seen it in the skybox. I mean, it was my fault. It was 100% my fault.
What do you think should happen? What would you like the outcome of everything to be?
Well, what I'd like it to be probably isn't gonna be what it is gonna be, but I fucked up. I understand that, and whatever you guys have to do, I understand 100%. Like I said, my goal was to be able to move up, start to get the hang of how things work. I've never been in law enforcement before. And, up until, that time, I never had to deal
Feel so
with an
bad.
escape before either. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Then two people escaped on your watch in like this in 24 hours. It
The
also looks
second,
pretty
the,
bad.
the second one, I was not anywhere around for.
How long have you worked for the Department of Corrections?
I think I'm going on a month. I got my senior deputy a little over a week ago, so that was why I applied it. Applied for patrol. And during the time I applied and got all my stuff done was when this all happened. Up until that point, I don't think I made any mistakes. Like, I thought I was doing pretty
I
well.
can't do anything to him though. Oh, and you want to go work patrol? You do know that patrol is way more stressful, right?
Yeah, and
I mean, mostly everybody you talk to is going to have a gun and they're going to want to shoot you.
Yeah, I guess I got a little comfortable, I wasn't expecting something like that to happen because it's, typically pretty mellow. I'm pretty quiet, so I guess I just got a little too comfortable and I got careless.